bro. The one time I got shot is crazy. All right, which
Oh,
one?
oh, 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 Logan, the one where the that guy next door called the cops on you guys when you guys were on the hoverboards. You went up like in the
Oh,
driveway.
shoot, bro. All right. Listen, need y'all to lock in. All right, so here we go. We're talking like 2017. All right, I just got my hoverboard. Cool it. This is back when hoverboards were the stuff, bro. This is back when hoverboards it was where it's at. All right. So I got one for Christmas, riding around a little bit. So I live in a neighborhood, of course, and my next door neighbor to my left, I've never seen him ever. Like I've never seen him. Like I thought that it was an abandoned house, real talk, but there was never lights on in the house ever. So, but there was always a car there, so that's how I knew that there was someone in the house. Well, there was never lights on. Never saw the man. The grass was never mowed. And if it was, he'd be out there at like 3 a.m. doing it. So I was like, whatever. Got a weird next door neighbor. So me and my brother were hoverboarding out late at night.
Bro, I was there too.
I know. And
Oh.
my mom and Emma was with us, and it was like it was pretty late. It was dark. Um and we were driving or riding or whatever, balls. And we went up. So I live in a circle. So we went this way and then went all the way back, and right before my house was my neighbor house. And we were like, "Yo, bro, should we like ride up there and like see what's going on, cuz we don't know who this guy is." So like we were just like, just being dumb. And my brother was like, "Bet, let's do it." Mom and Emma whole time were like, "Don't do it." And we are like, "Shut the frick up," right? So we went up the driveway, steep frickin' driveway. Went up, keep in mind, pitch dark in the house and outside. We ride up and we stop riding and pause again. And we went up to the window. There was this main window in front of the house. And we look in there because like we're so curious, because it's like we don't know what's going on. So like it'd be funny. Bro, we ride up, right? And we stop, look through the window. There's something standing in the living room, just in the dark. Now at this point, we're already up there and we're at the window and we see it in there, and we're already this close, right? So like we were just looking and we saw it. It wasn't looking at us, it was looking like the back was turned to us, bro. We looked in there, saw it, and looked at each other like it was dark in the room, but we could see because there was this like light that was on. It was like this thing that was plugged in the outlet for like bugs and stuff. It was on and it was kind of shining, so we could see it. So we were like, "Oh heck no!" So we freaking book it out, bro. Cause again, no TV, no phone, no nothing. There's this thing standing in the living room, looking the other way in a pitch dark room. So we're like, absolutely not. You do what you gotta do, my boy. We get out, right? And then we ride back around again. Okay? And then we go back to the house and we see it. And then all of a sudden, a cop car pulls up right behind us. Right behind, like a cop car. And its lights were on, and then they stopped us and walked up to all of us and was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And we were like, "Hey, how's it going? What's the problem?" It's like, "Well, we got a call that somebody was trying to break into a house." I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, it said you guys got, some like two kids on a hoverboard with weapons." I said, "Hold up. First of all, nobody's trying to break in nothing. We didn't touch anything. And second of all, we don't got no weapons." And obviously, he saw us, we're with my mom, and I'm like, and he's just like, "Yeah, like, I see you guys aren't trying to, stir nothing up, but We got a report. We had to check it out. And I explained, I was like, all right, listen, I'm going to tell you straight up what happened. We went up the driveway because we'd never seen this dude ever. And we've been living here for a couple years. And we were just wondering what was popping. You know, we weren't trying to disturb anything, you know, whatever. There was no lights on. And we were just walking up. And he said, get this. He said, yeah, we got a call from a man saying that there's somebody in his house downstairs. I was frozen. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said someone broke into his house and was downstairs in the basement. And I didn't say anything. But I was like, wait a minute, bro. Is that what we saw? Now listen to this. Listen to this part. Look. I don't know if you can see, but I got chills right now. Just thinking about the story, because think about that. Think about that for a sec. We didn't do anything. We saw something in the thing, in the window, standing in the darkness. And this dude heard somebody in the basement and then called the cops. But yet, he explained to us that it's 2 kids on a hoverboard with weapons. And he heard someone downstairs. So my brain is like all over the place. Like, okay, so he sees us, but yet he hears someone in the basement. So I'm like, all right, first of all, someone actually might be breaking in this man's house. And they're in the house. Okay, but he saw us, and it must have been for a split second. I was like, all right, well then this must have been perfect time, the worst timing ever. Right when we pull up, he looks out the window, sees us, and then hears something in the basement that we saw with our eyes. And the thing of it is, nothing happened. No one got arrested. Man said, you know, everything. Let me just, you know, go along with the story, and then I'll explain a little bit more in detail. And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna go talk to the owner and see, you know, let him know nothing's going on. He walks up the driveway, he knocks on the door. Owner opens the door. First time I ever see this man. I'm all the way down at the driveway. It's just this bald guy, and they're chopping it up at the top of the, you know, thing. Officer walks back down, and he's like, all good, guys. You know, he just wants to make sure you guys don't go on his property, because he works for either he said FBI, CIA, something like Secret Defense, something like that. He works for something. Now, I want you guys, so okay, and then we're like, okay, sorry, sir, we won't do it, you know, whatever. We left and we went home. I want you guys to really think about this whole situation in general. First of all, we have yet to see this man, and we've been living in this house for 3 years. And then we go up, we see something in that window, standing in the darkness, all alone. Man calls the cops on us, and then hears and thought that we broke in his house because he heard something downstairs. And then he tells the cop that he works for the, you know, CIA. We'll just go with CIA. Works with the CIA, and he doesn't want his cover blown. And then nothing happens. Like, no one was caught, nothing. So, what if that was something like paranormal? What if what we saw, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now, fast forward a couple years later, he doesn't live here anymore. He moved out a couple weeks after that incident. So maybe he moved out because we blew his cover. But then again, he lives in this house alone. Yet to see him in like 4 years. And then he moves out right whenever we figure out what he's doing. Now, There could be multiple stories about this man. He is a psychopath. I mean, he's living by himself. Never turned on a light ever. We've checked, okay? Because I used to love being outdoors. We checked. This man has never turned a light on ever. Never left his house. Mailbox is flowing, like, about to burst. Pause. And we're just like, all right. We see something when we pull up to the window. Could have been he lives alone. It wasn't him. He said he hears something downstairs and he thought we broke in. You know what I'm saying? Or he cops already called. Cops already know he's on the radar. Maybe he got something going on. Maybe that was someone he had in the house. But that honestly wouldn't explain the person we saw standing in the darkness looking at a wall. Why would someone that he was keeping, captive, and then they break out and just looking at a wall? Now, this is kind of freaky, me saying this next part, but what if that entire time that whatever thing that we saw was looking at us? Now, like I said, it was completely pitch dark. There was no lights. There was this little thing that in the wall that had a light on it, like a little light to show that it was working, and it was shining, and I could see it, the thing, but it wasn't visible. It was like I saw 2 legs, a body, and arms. Look, bro. Chills. What if that thing was staring at us, bro? And what was it? Because it wasn't the dude. I don't know, bro. But I tell you what. He moved out a couple weeks later. New people came in. Those people are awesome. Hey, look. If y'all aren't subbed, ads are rolling. I apologize. But make sure you sub up. I don't know, man. I don't have any explanation still to this day. What is it, like 7 or 8 years later? I have zero explanation for what we saw. Zero. Because at the end of the day, that wasn't a human being. Regardless of what the situation was, if it was a human being, then why would it be perfectly placed in the window that we looked at, staring at a window at 12 a.m.? Remember, it was 12 a.m. Why was bro still up? You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just saying that was one of the freakiest moments of my life. Still to this day, I have no idea how to explain it. No idea. But yeah. I don't know, bro. I remember that plain as day. Craziest stuff that's ever happened to me, bro. But yeah, man. It was wild.